Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's kind of unfortunate that our podcast comes out exactly 1 week after we record it.
Yeah.
Because some days I record with you in the morning, and then in the afternoon I'll listen to the episode from the previous week, and I'm like, oh man, I totally repeated myself about that thing, and I just forgot we talked about it.
Right. Yep. Yeah, the same thing happens to me. I try to take notes about what I talked about, but sometimes I have like one bullet point, and so it's like, well, we'll see if I repeat myself.
Yeah. So sorry to everyone if I am repeating myself, but my memory kind of sucks, and I haven't had time to review the episodes.
I'm sure no one cares. It's okay.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. So I have an update on a thing that I know everyone is interested in and worried about.
Okay.
Which is
all right.
how my Overwatch team did this week.
Yeah. I've been waiting for this moment.
Great session.
Okay.
Going into this, I felt like we're about to turn the corner because we had a couple rounds of coaching feedback, and we had sort of like the session where like we had the feedback, but we're still all a mess. And this was like, okay, things are starting to like click and gel. And we played 11 games and we won 9 of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah. So it's things are starting to work.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's awesome. Getting better at things is super fun. I have a stupid aphorism, life lesson thing from the game for everyone to package up into a annoyingly saccharine little bit of life advice, which is you can get a really big advantage in this game by standing on the high ground. So like it's 3-dimensional. And if you're up high above your enemy, you have a big advantage. And just that positioning is worth like a lot of skill. So like rather than even getting better at the specific motions or tasks, you can just be standing in a better place and get a big benefit from it.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
So, fill in the blanks for that,
Yep.
your life lesson there.
Chew on that for a little while.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm going to write a really annoying blog post about this later.
Think piece. That's good.
I won't.
Go on Clubhouse and talk about it.
Oh, there you go. Yes. lessons for life from video games or something.
Yeah. I like it.
Also, apparently in 1 month from today, I become eligible for the COVID vaccine, which is cool.
Oh, really? Like, did you get an official notification from your health provider?
Massachusetts is opening up general availability April 18th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So pretty soon.
Nice.
I expect it will take some time to actually get through the queue, but I think I'm not the only one that wants it. But yeah, that's kind of nice. It's nice to have an explicit date on it.
Yeah. That's exciting. And I take it it'll just be whatever the first one variant is available of the brands.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's how it works.
Yeah.
Actually, it might be the 19th, but yeah. Anyway, it's a month from today. So regardless, just having a date on it feels good.
Yeah, feels like progress. Seeing that more and more people announcing that they've gotten it.
I have a lot of friends in education. My Facebook feed has a lot of people who are now vaccinated, which is cool to see. Yeah.
I know a number of healthcare professionals, and most of them made it through it like late January, February, and so it's definitely feels good. Feels like progress.
Yeah, it's nice to have it not be rare for me to know like someone who's gotten it or getting it.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. So that's cool. We also have a pretty cool milestone, speaking of businesses for a second, which is that Spencer did the first Linux to Mac Tuple call yesterday.
Ooh, it's exciting.
Yeah.
New milestone.
Audio only.
Unlocked. Okay.
Audio only for now. But it was, like booted the app, signed into it, made a call, made the connection, and could hear Mikey.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So that's a pretty cool moment.
The hello world moment for a new Tuple client.
Yes.
It's good.
And so let's say it's mid-March. I think we started this in like mid-January, maybe. So 2 months. I think it's been basically his focus since then. So it's pretty close to full time, but not entirely. Like he's definitely done some other stuff too. 2-ish months to get to this sort of first goalpost. I feel pretty great about, actually.
That's pretty good. Has he reported back on like whether this has been a heavier lift or an easier lift than he originally anticipated?
That's a good question. I don't know how it compares to his expectations. I know it has been kind of a good stress test of how do our libraries shaped, where are the boundaries drawn, what's in a kind of common core that's shared between the apps. So I think this has actually been good for the Mac app as well, because we've pulled more code out of that that's really just common. I actually would be curious to hear if that was faster or slower than he expected it to be.
Yeah. I'm experiencing a similar impact when I'm working on my new calendar integration. It's like pulling apart the boundaries, teasing apart where the right abstractions should live. And in the process, like I'm catching a bunch of places where like, oh, we don't actually have great like error handling in this case. And I'm needing to implement this same exact like progression of logic for a new client. And I feel like we should have error handling here. So everything's getting better. Everything's getting more consistent. And that feels really good to be able to like make progress on a nice refactor, and it makes it easier for a new client, and also like fixing little edge cases and stuff. It's a good side effect. Yeah,
it's interesting how having like a second anything causes some interesting like design pressure on your code.
Yeah.
It's
totally.
like TDD make it like now that you have like once you have tests become a client of your code, like another calling point of your code, it kind of will often improve the design. Like making something more testable often kind of just improves it generally, because now it has to sort of answer to two types of, use cases.
Yep. That's good stuff.
Yeah. So we're working on a big onboarding push to ship in a couple weeks that I think will help. So we have on the native side this like little sign up wizard that's coming along really nicely, because there's like, unfortunately, no easy way to provision permissions for an application that needs a bunch of things currently.
Right.
Which I would love to see. It would be nice to get a one-click, this app is requesting ABC. One hopes Apple might move that way in the future. Like they've definitely gone towards the like requiring explicit opt-ins, right, for permissions, and they have like a big permissions focus. And iOS now has the latest version has this like big like permissions list or something, I think, that apps have to kind of declare what they're doing with your data and whatnot, their privacy thing. So it seems like they're like, okay, we want users to have to opt in to doing these things, which I'm all for. But then it does kind of feel like that section of the like preferences where you grant these permissions is awfully clunky.
Yeah, it's fascinating that people put up with that. It's like you click a thing and then it opens up like system preferences, and then like things are like disabled, and then you have to like click in places, and then things become enabled, and yeah, it's very janky.
Click the lock to unlock the controls on this panel, and you have to do it piecemeal. That's the part that's particularly annoying. Like if you had to enter your password and say yes to something, sure, but like it's like, okay, over here, now go over here, now the app has to restart, now go over here. It's like, oof. Click the plus button, scroll through a long list of things that you can't search, click the check mark, like it's just bleh.
It's like it makes you wonder if they're doing a little bit of security through like obscurity, like making the process overly frictionful,
Yeah, I heard some speculation that might be kind of intentional, and so I get some of that. Like if you just make it a single dialogue that you have to say yes to, maybe everyone just clicks it and they just train themselves to like ignore it, and splitting it out into more steps makes people slightly more discerning. But yeah, I don't know that I could totally buy that argument, honestly. I'm not sure that actually is legit.
Well, because I think that this problem has been tackled for a while now as like OAuth flows is a good example of this, where like you're requesting a certain permission scopes, and like the way apps communicate, these are the permissions you're granting to this thing. Are you sure? Like you can put really scary language in there and do things to really give people pause, or make them click a checkbox or something like that to like force people to think for a second. There's ways to do it.
I think the OAuth flow is pretty good. Like if I think about like authorizing something like a GitHub app or something like that, it's like, here's the list, here's the things it can do. Are you cool with trusting this publisher? It's like, yeah, I think it actually is pretty good. And like the argument of like, oh, they don't just want a thing that you're just going to say yes to automatically, but then they have the whole, this is an application downloaded from the internet.
Right.
Which is like, yeah, I know. That's where applications come from.
Right. Yeah.
That one really irks me every time I see that.
That feels like a holdover from like 2001 or something. Where like
exactly. Like, yeah, this came from the internet.
Yeah.
Like just a heads up.
Did not come from a compact disc. It came over the wire. So yeah.
This person is not paying us 30%.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I would love to see that dialogue go away. Let's just assume I understand what the internet is and that I'm running something from it, and then give me a one-click, here's all the permissions this thing wants. Do you want to do it? That's my wish list for next version of macOS.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But so anyway, we're making a wizard to walk people through this unfortunate process.
Right.
Which will hopefully help with that. And then we are also kind of doing a choose your own adventure kind of sign-up page thing, which is hopefully maybe kind of a good idea. We'll see.
What's the adventures to choose from?
Do you want to make your own new team? Do you want to join an existing team? Or do you want to just download the app?
Mm-hmm.
What we want to happen when someone wants to join an existing team is that they get an invite from somebody. Like someone just sends them we have stuff in the UI to invite a person via email. Fairly frequently, people go and assume like, oh, we have a Tuple subscription. Let me go get Tuple. And so they go there and they're like, where's the download link? I don't know. I don't see one. Let me just click sign up. Oh, okay, wait, enter my credit card? What? And we end up with like 5 trials for the same company and 4 of them are on the person's personal credit card. And it's like, I think there's probably like the real fix for this is like big. It's like probably requires like pricing changes or like, do we require credit cards? What does the model look like? Does a user have to have a team? Like it is like kind of a major thing. And this is kind of like can we ship something in a week and a half that at least helps, reduce the incidence of these problems.
Yeah. I've run into this a little bit less because I am kind of subject to potentially the same dynamic with SavvyCal because people can generally if they're a team administrator will create a team subscription and want to basically be financially responsible for all their team members. So usually the one person signs up and then sends the invite link. If a team member chooses to auth, to like sign up basically, because it's like free for them to get into the app and then kind of paywalled inside, I think people are less likely to like start their own trial and have like multiple trials under one company going on. But it has happened before. But yeah, it's probably less common because of that, because there's no credit card step on the initial.
Right. Yeah, and that's when it gets like annoying for everybody because they're like, what? I have to enter a credit card? This is stupid. So sometimes they do, and then they ask for like a refund or they like, or they cancel. Like it makes things messy.
Yep.
I wish it were fine to like leak what your customers were. Because if someone could just enter their like email address and I could just be like, yes, that company has a team, here you go, or something.
Yeah.
That would be handy. But you can't do that.
Right.
So we're doing like the next best thing, I think, which is like basically like, are you trying to join an existing team? Like you can get an invite from somebody that's on it if you just know and skip this thing. Or if you want, enter your email here. And if your company has a team and if they've enabled people to join who have the right domain address, email thing, then we will send you an email.
Yeah. Yep.
But it's kind of just like, we can't say if we're going to, we can't say if we did.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of like, maybe you have an email. Maybe go check.
So like password reset emails or something where it's like, we sent it to you unless you're a hacker, in which case we did not send it to you.
Yeah. So I get why it has to be this way, but it is a bit unfortunate. We have to just speak in extremely vague and non-committal terms. And maybe occasionally it will work like magic, and sometimes you might just not. So.
Didn't you have something in there where like you would show a checkbox if there was an existing team at a certain point? Do I remember something like that? Like there was an option to join or something?
Right. So when you sign up, you can say like allow anyone with a foo.com email to join this team. And then later, if anyone signs up with that email after confirming their email, we say, by the way, there is this other team. Do you want to just join that? And that has helped. Like that happens pretty frequently. But it's, again, kind of a hack around. It sure would be nice if this just didn't happen at all. And, there was a better data model maybe that supported this somehow. Yeah.
Can we talk through real quick a question about like how you do your pricing and like team-based subscriptions versus individual? Generally speaking, like with SavvyCal, people want to, like I just mentioned, like create a team and then pay for all their team members. They don't want their individual team members to pay. A limitation that I put in the product is that if you're a team member, you just have like a team member subscription as opposed to your own subscription. You have all the paid permissions except you're not allowed to create more teams and invite more people. So you basically can't like daisy chain team subscriptions. Like if I'm a member of the Tuple team, I can't just create a SavvyCal team and invite a bunch of other people by nature of being a paid member on your team.
And you can't invite more people to the top level team either.
Right. Unless you're an administrator. If they mark you as an admin, then you can grab that join link and share with other people.
Okay. Yep.
Basically what that means is it's possible to be on a team and that team owner is paying for your seat. If it's me and you together, I'm paying for 2 seats of SavvyCal. But you also have your own SavvyCal account, and theoretically, you can, if you want to create your own teams, you can create a subscription, so you can be paying also. But I would still pay for you under the current model because I own a team and it has you on it, and that's 2 seats. So it's sort of like, in one sense, that's sort of double paying. Someone basically reached out and they were like, hey, I created this team with this other person. I know that guy has a paid account. Why do I have to pay? Because he's a member of my team. I made a one-off exception in this case. And then I feel like maybe one solution, and let me know if this sounds totally crazy, but one solution might be to like designate a billing mode on a team. So when you create it, it's either I am financially responsible for everyone here or everyone has to pay for their own. If it's just a team, a quote-unquote team of external collaborators who want to work together sometimes and operate under one banner, but like basically they want to spread out.
That feels pretty niche-y to me.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like tell me if I'm wrong, it seems like your sweet spot customer is a company, a single company with a bunch of employees in it.
Definitely. Yeah.
I think charging for people per team, even if they happen to be on another team, is fine. Like, I think you might get the occasional complaint about that. One-off discounts make sense there. Like, but I think that's just, it's the simplification of it is too good to give up to me to satisfy this other sort of use case.
Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, it hasn't been asked about. Like, I kind of in the back of my mind don't know, and I haven't like run a query to try to figure out like, are there a lot of people who like happen to be mistakenly double paying, like a team member who thinks they have to pay on their own, but then they also have, paid access by nature of being a team member.
I can be on like 5 teams, right?
Sure. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. And then each of those 5 team owners would pay for me as a paid user.
Correct. Yep.
I just think that makes sense. Like if I've invited you to my team, I'm paying for you. If you happen to be on another team, I don't care. If you create this weird model, it's like if you then lost your paid status on another team, now I need to do some sort of action to start paying for you.
Yeah. And that's the concern. That's like, if you are just a team member and you don't have your own subscription, when you look at your billing page, there's like an upgrade button, but then you also see like you are receiving paid permissions as a member of the following teams. And so you can always see like, because I'm a member of any of these, like I have paid access basically.
I think GitHub works like this, right? It's
yeah,
like your
I think so.
GitHub account is yours. You can be added to various teams. When you do, that costs that team money. And if you're on multiple teams and you'll get charged for it multiple times, I think that's actually just okay. Like the benefit is flowing to each of those teams. Like each of them are paying to make sure that this person has the permissions or the rights or abilities that a paid user has. I think in a utopia, maybe you figure out some stuff, but like you have a limited number of features and complexity that you should be taking on. And I don't think this one is the right one personally.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's like, if this becomes a really, really common use case, but I kind of doubt it will be. And it's probably sort of like your freelancer plan or whatever, where it's like, some people do it, but it's not that common, right?
Yep. If someone is like doing enough research and noticing and emailing you about $12 a month,
right.
It's like, is this the kind of customer that you're most interested in satisfying?
Yeah. Yeah. These types of decisions are tricky. I like thought about it for like 10 minutes. I was like, well, what do I do here? Do I just say, no, this is how our billing engine works? It's $12. So for them, I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. It's $12. And also the same applies to me. It's $12 in revenue. It's not that big of a deal. So then I just like spent a couple minutes thinking about like, how much mental energy should I even think about this? Maybe I should just err on the side of satisfying the customer and try not to like put any more time into thinking about it, but also like trying to think through like what's the quote unquote correct way to solve this if it comes up again.
Yeah, I would wait. Like I'm a big fan of kind of like throw a discount on there or like make this like throw a refund or whatever makes this particular situation go away, and then just kind of keep tabs on it, and you'll know if you're getting the request often enough that like supporting this kind of thing is worth it. At this point, I don't think you do.
Like, I think that solution, if it comes up enough times, like, I feel like maybe having like a different mode, and maybe that's hidden for most people, like only able to be turned on administratively or something. Like, no one inherits paid permissions. Like, that might be a solution, but at least I have like a napkin sketched out solution in my head if it comes up. And I feel good like having that at least if it becomes a problem.
Yeah, anything that pushes your pricing, your billing system and towards complexity is probably wrong-ish most of the time. Requires a lot of justification. Yeah, it's a smell. I like that exactly.
Yeah.
So what else is going on with you besides billing quandaries?
So we felt some effects of platform risk in the last week. So on last Friday, I was just kind of routinely checking in on some things in the morning, starting out my workday, and I popped open a log file and saw a bunch of strange errors from the Google API, and they were basically intermittently rate limiting me. So, and this is like kind of the worst thing that can happen, right? Because a big component of the product is making calls out to people's Google calendars, reading their events, seeing what times we need to block off on their scheduling links, and then when someone schedules, creating an event on their calendar. And all of that requires Google API requests. And so that was a frightening thing to see. I opened up some scheduling links, started like QAing it right away, and it's like seemed to be working, but then I like finally got one to load that was like a little bit off. So I'm like, okay. So it's not happening across the board, and it's only intermittent. And so I went into the Google dashboard, no status errors at all. Like, their status page was all green. Went into my administrative console basically and kind of hunted down the area where quotas are for APIs, and like it had a graph of my usage, and I had peaked at like, they allow you by default 1 million requests per day across all customers, and I think like my peak usage had been a couple days prior, and it was like just over 500,000. So plenty of headroom, no indicators in there that I had exceeded any quotas. Everything was all green. So I'm like, well, what do I do? You obviously can't just go and like call Google or even email Google.
Support@google.com.
Right. So I'm like searching around, and it's crazy. These administrative consoles for Google, Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, they're all just, the ultimate kitchen sink junk drawer of panels and screens with lots of spinners and very slow, and like feels like there's a lot of duct tape in that CGI bin in the back, man. So I finally like find my way to a place that appears to be the right spot to get support, and they're like, you like attach a billing account and you do a thing, and then like you can request a certain tier of support, and they're like, do you want gold or premium or silver? I'm like, I don't know. Give me the one that will get me to a human. So I just picked some package that was like $250 a month and clicked the button, and they're like, cool, we'll be back to you within 5 days on whether you're like approved for this support package.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, well, what does one do in this situation but go throw a Hail Mary on Twitter, basically? So that's what I did. I started asking around, like, does anybody know anyone at Google? Do I know anybody at Google that can help with this? And I'm like, CCing developer relations people at Google. And thankfully people kind of mobilized. Like, a couple of folks said like, yeah, I'm in like a Slack channel that there's some Google engineers in there. I'll like ping someone over there. And people just kind of were generally very helpful, which I really appreciated. One guy like messaged me privately, and runs a SaaS app that also integrates with Google Calendar. And he's like, hey, we have this Slack workspace where like a bunch of integrators just kind of like, it's not super active, but we're all in it so we can compare notes when something weird happens. And so he like got me into there, and we were kind of chatting back and forth. And it's like that kind of stuff is really valuable, because now I'm part of this thing, and like the next time something weird happens, I can like put heads together with people who work at other calendaring companies who are also just trying to mitigate this platform risk element that we all have, I kind of got some insights about how best to escalate things. Like, There's like a public issue tracker that Google has. And they're like, generally, if you post something there, it gets their attention more quickly than like trying to go through the private support channels. And sure enough, so I like looked over in this like public issue tracker thing, and someone had filed an issue the prior evening saying like, hey, we're starting to see some weird rate limiting errors. And then there was kind of a pile-on happening, a bunch of people just plus oneing it. So I knew I wasn't the only one. And right around the time that I was trying to set a course of action, I did get during this time, like thankfully I got approved for my Google support package. Like it happened pretty quickly. So I think they're just like, I guess setting very low expectations, but probably generally approve things fast.
You've been approved to pay us money.
Exactly. I know. It's so bizarre. During this time, like I'm looking on this public issue tracker, and then, I get approved, get the email, cool, going in to file a support ticket. And if you have a support system, please never do this. So there's like, you have to select like a category and a subcategory on what your issue is. And I literally spent like 2 minutes checking different categories because I couldn't find one that was like calendar API. Like nothing seemed to indicate that. And so I just picked what I thought was the closest and sent it, and didn't hear back anything for like a couple hours. That was kind of one thread going on. But in the meantime, over on this public issue tracker, finally someone from Google like chimed in and said like, we have confirmed that there is an issue and we're looking into it. That was basically it. And like right around that time, it was around 10 a.m. my time, I'm watching my logs and the errors stopped. So that was basically it. Like I never got the only confirmation I got back, like finally a couple hours later on the email support thing, a rep wrote back and they're like, looks like it's related to this thing. And it looks like someone there said that they're looking into it and someone else reported that it's fixed. Are you seeing it as fixed? And I'm like, well, the errors have stopped if that's what you want to know. And they're like, cool. Sounds good.
Closed.
So.
Yeah. Huh.
So,
yikes. That sounds extremely nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I was ready for a bourbon at 11:30 in the morning.
What was the duration of all this? How long was this?
So it had been happening probably intermittently overnight, and it was happening in a way that I wasn't getting, like, alarm bells weren't sounding for me. So I think it had been kind of intermittently going on for probably 8 hours or so. And thankfully it was Friday morning, and usage peaks on like Tuesday, Wednesday, and then starts to drop off heading towards the weekend. So I don't think any customers actually really noticed, but I was trying to be proactive. I posted on the status page and I sent an email out because I think not a lot of customers are actually subscribed to the status page. So I was like, hey, this is going on. And I really didn't hear anything back. And a couple people were like, thankful for the being kept in the loop, but like didn't have a major business impact, which was good. But yeah, I was definitely, my nerves were fried after that.
Like no matter what, you have some sort of risk, right? Like everybody depends on somebody. When the thing you depend on isn't working, that's just, it's brutal because you have all this like nerves and anxiety, but you can't do anything.
Right.
It's just, I hope they fix it.
Yeah. So I'm going to build up this like run book, right? This kind of like document that's like, all right, when things go down with Google, what are the steps that I take so I can just run a process? Probably keep a premium support package of some kind open just so that it's there when I need it. And, like post in this Slack thing, go check this public issue track, like just kind of have a process down. And there's really no other way to ascertain this other than like going through it. So trying to like harvest some good things out of it.
Maybe some monitoring changes on your end.
Yeah, for sure. So I set like a logging alert. Like if I start to see this type of thing come through again, it's going to send me an alert right away. I was wishing I had more, like I need to get some like Prometheus or something set up so that I can just start sending metrics into a place and spot like trends. And we had all kinds of sophisticated stuff that we built up over time at Drip. And now I'm kind of like wanting to get more rigorous in those areas too, so I can spot stuff.
Kind of a cool sign.
Yeah. When you need that means you're doing interesting enough things, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So. There are customers that care and are using the thing, and going down matters.
Yep.
It's almost a good sign for the business.
Yeah, I think so. And then another little story. So over the weekend was obviously the daylight savings time rollover. And turns out there are some time zones in the world where, like, for a period of time, it's impossible to compute a UTC offset. So I need to dig into it more, but I think it's because it's ambiguous. Like, it's impossible to say, maybe just due to political boundaries or something.
But like, surely there's a time. There's time there still.
Yeah. My guess is like, okay, because the time zone database has 538 time zones in it or something. And I think
that all?
Maybe some, yeah, right. And maybe some of these zones like cross boundaries to the point where like the Havana time zone is not a specific enough designator because some parts in this zone honor this shift and other parts don't, or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I need to dig into it more, but like, you know, obviously I rely on libraries that just keep the most up-to-date time zone database stuff in it. And for whatever reason, when I asked that database, like, what is the offset at this moment in time in this time zone, it gave me back an error, like ambiguous, we don't know, unable to compute.
Oh, God.
So that disrupted some service for a period of time because like we have some code that like displays a drop down that shows offsets for a list of time zones, and we compute those on the fly because they change as daylight savings changes. And so that was erroring out. So that was a fun little flurry of errors to observe.
I can't even tell how you resolve this.
I mean, I think the immediate term is like, you know, when displaying this list, like if there's an error, just kind of like show some kind of not a number type of thing. Like, we don't know. Now, if someone actually chooses one of these time zones and then someone tries to book something in one of those time zones at that time, I'm not sure at this point what we do. So this is a to-do. Like, this will come around, you know, once or twice a year, this particular flavor of problem.
Yep.
But it's definitely on my list.
Going to sell the business before 6 months from now.
Right. Yeah. That's the plan.
Perfect.
I think that's best for everyone.
I think you need a thing that calls someone in that time zone and says, what time is it for you?
Yeah.
What does your watch say?
Little mechanical Turk, like, human automation. That's good. Yeah.
Yikes. Non-deterministic times. That's even worse than I thought time zones were.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I thought it was really complicated, but at least you could always kind of know.
I've escaped a lot of the issues with time zone stuff because I think a lot of times, like, when you're building an app, you don't necessarily put a ton of emphasis on like needing to store things consistently. Like it ends up being enough of an afterthought where like little bugs creep up over time. And like I definitely got out in front of a lot of them by like always explicitly casting to UTC, always storing in that format, always passing around what is now, like dependency injecting the definition of now everywhere so that I can under test conditions, like provide what the current time is. And like I just have a lot that I thought that I deliberately put in place from the get-go to try to save myself like all these time zone issues.
Nice.
But then things like this happen and it's like, well, what do you do?
That's how I can tell you're a professional.
Yeah.
You know what to be afraid of.
Yeah. Yeah. Comes with experience, I guess.
Mm-hmm. You are going to need some of it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, a semi-stressful week at Savical headquarters, it sounds like.
Yeah, a little bit. But the thing that made my week is getting my Microsoft publisher verification officially checkmarked, which means as soon as I want to, as soon as I'm ready to, I can basically start opening up the Outlook integration. And we're getting damn close.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, that sounds very promising.
Yeah, that was another like non-determinist. Like, I don't know how long this is going to take. Is it going to be 2 weeks? Is it going to be 2 days? Who knows?
Yeah.
And it came back, so I'm stoked.
Very cool.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to hearing how that goes. I assume you're planning like a whole launch for this at some point once it's like beta tested and whatnot.
Yep. That'll all be in the plans.
Cool. We'll tune in later for more on that. I imagine.
Yes, indeed.
Cool. You ready to wrap?
Let's wrap it.
Notes of the show.
Notes of the show can be found at artofproductpodcast.com.
Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Later.